What up, everybody? Coach Juke. Wanted to take some time out and talk about some basketball stuff. Shout out to everybody that won the state championship this past weekend. You gotta love that. I haven't won a state championship myself, but just seeing the happiness on the kids' faces and also the coaches and knowing how hard it is to get to those opportunities, man. Salute to you guys and girls as well. But I wanted to get on the topic of recruiting. Listen, my brother-in-law always be fussing at me talking about you need to talk about certain things like that. You need to talk about recruiting. And at first I really didn't understand, like, man, nobody ain't trying to listen to that. But it's a lot of stuff that I see in the recruiting world that I feel like somebody has to say it, or somebody probably is saying it, or it just needs to be more voices about it. So sometimes I'll probably just come out here during the weekend and bring out a topic on recruiting. So the first topic that I do when it comes to recruiting is talking about how Division Ones don't recruit high school guys at a high level, and high school kids take that as not even saying they take it as being slept on, but they also take it to bell ringing from the school. But they also take it into consideration that they don't need to go to D2, D3, or JUCO or any level of college basketball if they don't get the Division I opportunity. So for me, I want to say that it's not because some kids are slept on. Some kids don't get those Division I opportunities because some coaches don't know about them. But it can be a situation where a coach does know about you, but they need to get older on their roster so they can't recruit a high school kid. So for instance, let's say and this is just different schools, let's say if I have a Clark Atlanta and a Miles College, which they played for the SIAC championship, so that's why it stuck in my head. Let's just say, for instance, Clark Atlanta goes and get a high school, a high school point guard. And then they come in, the point guard has to get used to the system, has to get used to college classes, has to get just used to the college environment. And then you got Miles College that goes and gets, let's say, a person that averaged like 8 points out of the transfer portal, and he was there for 2 years, and then he comes back and he's a older point guard that's seasoned in a sense. So most coaches look at it as like, if the top dogs of the conference is playing older guys, then I have to catch up. So I can't just use a high school point guard right now. I have to go into the portal, or I have to go to JUCO. So when I say that, I always tell kids, like, bro, like, you have to take into consideration on all levels. And most levels, and not to say Division II, because I feel like Division II schools, they look to go older as well. I feel like Division III, NAIA, or any JUCOs that are looking to get high school kids, or they're looking to redshirt high school kids at the JUCO level, those are the best opportunities that we have right now in the basketball world, because people don't really understand, like, how crazy recruiting is right now. Even when you're playing high school ball and you got good film, great film, sometimes you won't get recruited until May, or not May, or April, or when live period started, and that's in March, like now. So those are your opportunities. And if you got a JUCO that comes in and says, hey, man, I feel like you can help us, or we can help you, or we can meet in the middle and make it work. And some kids will look at it as a bad opportunity. And for me, I want kids to understand, like, man, it's not about having a bad opportunity. It's about having an opportunity, if it makes sense. If it makes sense, they're giving you a full ride. It makes sense that they trying to help you get the opportunity to go D1, or help you get the opportunity to just go for 4 years to a university, or do 2 years, 3 years at the university after going JUCO. So, like, for me, I want kids to understand, don't sleep on no level of college basketball. If you don't get the D1 opportunity, take the other opportunities. If you don't get the D2 opportunity, look into the D3 opportunity, or look at other levels of college basketball, because it's hitters everywhere. It's hoopers everywhere you go to. Even when you go to JUCO, you still gonna run into older guys, transfers. So like, you really have to have that mentality on, if you really want to work, like, do I want to work? Do I really want to do this? Because if you don't get certain opportunities, stop leaving coaches on red because they not on the level that you want. Because one thing that I've learned over the years of doing this is you never know where a coach is going to end up. You never know what level he'll end up being, because you got to think, if you treat a coach with respect and he's at, let's say for instance, at a junior college, and even though you didn't go to that school, but you treated him with respect and you went to another JUCO, he might look at it as like, man, the kid was good. He was respectful. I liked him in high school. Now he's looking to transfer. I'm going to see if I can get the opportunity to connect with him and make it work. But then, for instance, you might have another kid that didn't answer the coach's calls, or was like, nah, I don't want this D1 to bust, but ends up still having to go JUCO, and then this coach is at a big-time D1 school, and he's like, nah, I can't rock with him. But it's the thing that I want kids to understand is this: if you treat it with respect and you treat it like with making a smart business decision, it's all gonna work out for you. I promise you. So like, take the time out to really do your research. Take the time out to connect with coaches. Take the time out to really understand why the basketball world is moving the way that it's moving. I'm not saying that it's perfect, but you have to figure out a way to make it work for you. So if you don't get the D1 opportunity, you don't get that, you don't get the D2, look at other ways of making it work, or look at other regions that you might have to take to go play college basketball. Because it's only so many scholarships that a person can offer you. So you have to take those opportunities to really get seen. So my message from this post was basically saying, stop tripping if you don't get the offer that you thought that you deserved. Continue to work and find those offers that you deserve, or let people find them for you, the right people. So again, man, like, I hope y'all like this video. This was just something that I wanted to put out, the information, and just give out the story, or just give a certain piece of knowledge, even if it's not all the way, the way that people want it to be. But again, man, take time out, do your research, get with the right people, and go to the right places so you can get that opportunity to win. I'm not saying take a school that's $100,000 to enroll, tuition or whatever. Take the opportunity to go somewhere where coaches really want you, where coaches want to help you develop to get you to that next level, or help you develop to get to that four-year school. But again, regardless, if you don't work for it, it won't happen. So remember, as I always say, the work gonna show.